Hello, this is RunningRobert, and today we're going to be talking about the Palatin Technologies Incorporated (PTN) quarterly summary for the 21st of February 2023. As they released their quarterly report, and there was a lot of movement in the stock, we decided to have another video about it just to kind of go over the positives and the negatives of the company based on that. So I generally follow small cap pharma, I do games, kind of do what I want. So if hey, you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and thank you. The disclaimer is I am currently on the sidelines with the stock and have no position. I'm an amateur investor, and any advice given should be followed up by your own due diligence, and any information given is valid for today, the 21st of February, 2023, and this slideshow will not be updated as we get new news. New slideshow. So great. So let's look at the investment thesis first. One, it's a high risk, high reward kind of stock. The company has enough money to make it through 2023 and has several catalysts to make it worth a look. And there was a significant movement based on the quarterly report, which we're going to go over some of the positives and some of the negatives from that report. This is their commercial and development pipeline. The big thing to know is Vyleesi is an FDA-approved drug. It is being sold. We're going to talk about that. They also have a drug in phase 3 and 2 in phase 2. So, and before we get any further, we're going to talk about the cash. So the cash at the end of the fourth quarter, 2022, was $21.2 million plus 6.5 for other sources. That is important because they have some investment money that's still coming in and a lot of stuff like that. So we're going to put that to the side as not part of the 21.2 million, but something they can get money from. So the net loss for quarter 4 2022 was 1.4 million, but that was because of the NOL program. This is a New Jersey net loss program, which gave them like $4.7 million. Very nice. So the true net loss was around about 6 million, and that's from the 10Q that they released. So with some trials ending this year, I do expect there to be less cash burn going forward towards the end of the year. So we're just going to kind of see how that works. The company has stated, and it looks like that math is correct, that they do have cash until the end of 2023, which will allow the UC, dry eye, and diabetic neuropathy drugs to produce data. So we have 3 data releases and enough money to get to them. So we're going to talk about Vyleesi first. So this is their approved product. So net revenue was a little bit more than 1 million, which was really nice because last year the net revenue was under 100,000. So definitely a pretty good growth stock for that. They have stated that looking for a partner has not their primary focus going forward. And that did send the stock into a little bit of a free fall, but depending on the growth of it, it could be positive. So the long story short, they had a partner. The partner pretty much just abandoned the program almost immediately, and they were stuck kind of trying to market themselves on a shoestring budget, which they've done a very good job with, seeing as adding about $1 million each quarter, which is nice. They've been stated that hey, they're trying to do it on a shoestring budget so that a partner can come in and take over, and they can get money from that and not have to worry. That has changed now that it's making a reasonable amount of cash. I mean, I'm not going to say 1 million net revenue is great, but considering it's better than nothing, we got to take it. So, if the drug can start making a net revenue of 2 or 3 million per quarter, then we're starting to look at something positive that can help the company out. And, we're just going to have to see how it goes. They've also stated that they have a phase 2B with Vyleesi for diabetic kidney disease. The interim data will be out in the first half of 2023, and the final data in the first half of 2024. That is the breakout study for anyone who wants to look at clinicaltrials.gov for that. The other drugs in the clinical trial, so PL9643 for the dry eye. So the phase 3 data will be out in the first half of 2023. They said probably the second quarter. There is no real cure for this disease or this condition, and there's a very high discontinuation rate with the drugs that are currently on the market. So definitely could be a major win. However, they will need to run a second phase 3 trial afterwards, which the market, of course, again, treated as very negative, as will add about another 2 years of development to it. And then PL8177 for UC. That phase 2 data is also going to be out in the first half of 2023. It's definitely a new approach to ulcerative colitis. However, there are a lot of other drugs on the market, and they have stated they will license that out with positive data. So, and then of course, Vyleesi for the diabetic disease data, and we'll see how that looks going forward. So the summary is really this. So on the earnings, the stock jumped almost all the way up to $4 before selling down under $3, and then it made a slight recovery to about $3.10 at the time of making the slideshow. The positives were the cash position and 3 sets of trial data coming out this year. The negatives, of course, were needing and them officially stating they needed a second trial for dry eye disease, dead, and no longer focusing on the licensing of Vyleesi, which I might not be negative. But, obviously getting a good infusion of cash, always helpful, but we'll see. So, however, what seems like a negative now could definitely become a positive later, and that's Vyleesi. And then we're really going to have to wait and look at the next 3 sets of data that come out. Obviously, if they can go 3 for 3, we are in really good shape. Obviously, the dry eye disease is definitely the one that you're shooting for the most. So we're just going to have to see. So I hope this was informative to everyone listening, and I thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.